Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the What We Said podcast. This is not Chester. This is not Jasper. This is your new and improved Chelsey and JC. We are cowgirls.
Hey, guys.
And we're here.
New characters unlocked. We just got back from Chelsea's birthday trip where we unlocked a whole new side of us. We are different versions of ourselves now.
We're equestrians. Mm-hmm. We're ranchers. We're cowgirls. You know, say it how you see it. That's just who we are now.
That's just the reality. We went on an adventure for your birthday this past weekend.
It was so fun. We went on, it seemed like a week, honestly. It was jam-packed.
We did a lot.
But it was like a little weekend trip, a little birthday trip. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, I was a little nervous before this trip came up because as I updated you guys last time, I was down bad with the stomach flu. Mm-hmm. And our household was chaos. And I was having to cancel things leading up to it. And I was just like, please. Like, I was scared Nick was going to get sick. And then I wasn't going to leave him sick with the boys. I wanted to make sure the boys were good. I was good. Like, I wanted to make sure everything was good before I left. Because I didn't want to go on my birthday trip. And I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
If, whatever. So the stars were aligning right before. I'm like, okay. I had a little menty-b right before.
Mm-hmm. I could tell it was. I could tell things were not, and I could completely understand why.
Yes.
Just the feeling of when thing after thing goes wrong, and you're just like, let's just give up and not go.
No,
like I felt you getting to an actual breaking point.
Yes, I texted Abby and JC. I'm like, my positivity is hanging on by a thread. Like, I know my mood will shift. I had this, just get there and get on the road, and your perspective will shift. And it was just like sickness. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think the other thing is when you want something like this, especially when it's for something like your birthday, it's for you. You're like, okay, am I being silly? Like, should I be working so hard and like caring about this thing so much? Again, I know it's not silly, whatever, but I had that moment of just like, okay, this almost feels like I'm forcing.
Like,
I'm not
trying
going with
too
the
hard
flow.
and it's not working.
Like, I'm forcing something, and I don't like that feeling. And now I'm feeling silly. Like, I was kind of telling Nick right before I left. I was just like, I just feel kind of silly. Like, should I just not go and just not? I don't know. And I think also a little nervous. I was telling you guys at my birthday dinner. Like, I was feeling a little
nervous it wasn't going to live up to your expectations.
Yes, I just didn't. I had no expectations for the weekend. Truly, like I even when I planned it, I was just like, I just want to open up the opportunity for a good time. I just want to, have fun with my friends, and so I think I was just nervous of the way I would feel on my 30th birthday more than anything. I was just like, okay, I'm scared I might feel like, oh, I'm turning 30. I don't know. I don't know what I was feeling. Just uncertainty about the whole thing. And then me being sick, just all of it leading up, whatever. And so after I menty-b, I was like crying to Nick. And thank you, Olipop. Olipop sent me so many Olipops for my birthday weekend, like to truly, they know I'm a Bev gal. And
crisp apple was perfect for the weekend.
Apple.
For the weekend.
And so I had these like boxes, literally probably too many for us to drink. Nick's giving me a hug. He's like, well, at least you have a lot of Olipops to drink. I'm like, thank you for that. But then once we're on the road.
The silver lining.
Yeah, the silver lining. I'm like, at least I will be feeling bubbly. But then once we went, it started just working out perfectly. I was also stressed about leaving Elwood and just,
all of it.
But it was so fun. We get on the road. Oh, the other thing is I bought these boots. I'd order boots for my birthday. I was like, okay, I want these Takova's boots. Sponsor us.
We wish it was sponsored. Yeah, please, Takova's. Look.
Yeah, look.
Look, we're actual cowgirls. We're super authentic.
Look how worn in these are.
Every day.
There's still horsehair on them.
On the real, these Takovas are one of my favorite pairs of shoes, and they're
so comfortable.
Such good quality, so comfy. And I actually do wear them even more than I thought I would. I wear them a lot, and they're the best.
Yeah.
Like, I think they live up to the hype. I gotta say it.
Nick has a pair. He loves them. I actually don't have. These are my first pair of Takovas. So I'd ordered them for my birthday. I wanted this color specifically, and they said they weren't going to get here until the day we were leaving. And so I was like, well, hopefully they get there before we leave. And they did not. So that was another thing. I'm like, I don't even got my cowgirl boots for my cowgirl weekend.
We started out with good energy.
Yeah,
well,
we did.
Bad, but then good.
Once we got on the road, we went, there was a Tacova shop we stopped at, and we called them ahead of time. We're like, do you have these pair? And in my size. And they're like, we've got 3. We said, we'll take the lot. We'll take all 3.
All of us were like, yeah, we'll take them too.
Yeah. We went into the store and they fit perfectly. I was able to get them. They brand your boots at the store. I didn't know that.
It's an option, yeah. They can like custom brand them with like a little, they have different little like, not icons, but drawings or things, or like your initials. So Chelsey and I got our boots branded because they said since I had Tacovas, like they can do them to any Tacovas.
Yeah.
So that's groundbreaking information that I did not know prior to going to the store in person. So
you can brand them.
Yeah, we got our boots branded, which was so fun.
I know, so
little
special.
touch.
Yeah, it was so fun. That was a great start. I was like, okay, I got my boots. I got them branded. It was
Even better than what it would have been.
for sure. That's the thing. It's like, okay, see, just man plans, God laughs. He said, I have a scorpion branding on your boot in store for you. So just wait.
Just wait.
Anyway, so then we get on the road. We get there to the cutest town. We went to Julian, California. It's like a little bit inland of San Diego, kind of in between San Diego and Palm Springs. Cutest town ever. I want to gatekeep it, but I can't. I just like in my heart of hearts, I can't. It's such a cute town.
So fun.
We stayed at Orchard Hill, which is just the cutest inn. Is it technically an inn?
I think maybe it's basically little cottages, like individual little hotel rooms, essentially, that are so cute and so cozy. And the main area too is super nice. I feel like it's more new and renovated and stuff. So that was it was a perfect vibe.
We got in and we got dinner. We went to this cute little Italian place. We got some sodas, some Italian sodas with whipped cream. That really, after that, I was like, okay.
Everything's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be okay, no matter what happens. Oh, the other thing, I looked up the weather before we go, and we were planning on going horseback riding. That was like the main thing I wanted to do. Like really the only activity I wanted to do while we were there. They had trail rides there, and I've been wanting to do that for so long, and I was like, I've got to do it on my birthday. So I had booked a trail ride for us on the morning of my birthday. I look up the weather, rainy, and feels like 30 degrees. I'm like, and on the website when I had booked the trail ride, one of the months ago when I booked it, it was like, on a clear day, the trail ride leads you right to the view of the Pacific Ocean. I was just like, oh, I know it's going to be clear on my birthday. Like, no, I
Please
know
insert photo. Please insert photo.
Insert photo of what it looked like. I actually couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. So we get to the horse stables. We get to the stables. First of all, when we got there and the trail rider like wasn't wearing a cowboy hat and not cowboy boots.
And all of us were.
All of us show up.
Good morning. She's probably like, okay, hello, posers.
Yes. Literally me taking a picture pretending to put the saddle on. Never touched the saddle before. But the second we saw those horses too, my mood was just building.
Up.
I'm like, you know what? This is going to be, I don't even care that it's rainy. I don't even care that it's freezing. I don't care that I can't move my fingers.
No, you guys, it was so incredibly cold. Like, I actually can't even put into words how freezing it was. Especially once we were on the horses, which I guess we can get to.
Get on the horse. Well, first of all, the trail guide, is that what you would call her, I guess?
Yeah.
Joy, shout out Joy, loved her.
Yeah, she was everything.
She was like, I'm going to match you each up to your personality, your aura with the right horse. And before we left in my vlog, I was like, I think I'm going to get a black and white spotted horse, maybe a brown horse, but like that's what I think I'm going to get. That's what I'm feeling.
Okay.
And we walked up and I see a black and white spotted horse and I'm like, that's my girl. And I didn't know if it was a girl or not at first, but she was like, you get a pick because you're the birthday girl. So I picked the black. I'm like, I want that one. She's like, that's Angel. That's your girl. Me and Angel. Besties.
Angel was so sweet immediately.
She was so sweet. She was like an older horse. She said that she barely reached the height requirement, like to not be a pony.
She was perfect.
She was so sweet. The best energy. It was literally therapy. Like just petting that horse. Oh, Angel, I miss you. And then she matches up Like Danny got Tess, which just matched perfectly. And Abby got Toro, this huge horse. She's like, you get the only boy horse. Abby's like, of course, I'm a retired pick-me. I get the one huge. This horse was huge, like massive legs. So high up. When Abby got on, I'm like, I would be terrified if that was me because she was so high up. And then here you can go. Please interject.
She paired me with Raven. I look over and Raven's like this. I go, oh, she goes, yeah, she's a little depressed. She looks a little depressed. I'm like, perfect. My energy's matching depressed. She goes, she's also really lazy. I'm like, love it. My girl.
Well,
she's literally hanging her head looking at the ground. All the rest of the horses are like upright. She's like, I'm like, I love my horse. No, she was perfect though. She was actually very sweet. And I think
she had great energy actually.
She did. And I think the reason that I think Joy could sense my anxious energy.
Yeah. This was genuinely like you are the best friend for coming and facing your actual biggest fear. That's actually, I told Jay-Z, I'm like, I'm so proud of you. That is so hard to do. To like something you're actually afraid of where it's not just like, okay. Like you're actually scared.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I would do anything for my birthday princess. But I genuinely was like, I had this moment where, so first of all, I'm like, girl, why are we putting me on first? Because that also freaked me out because she basically put me on the horse first and was using me as like an example. Like, okay, this is how we get on the saddle. Like, here, JC, you can get on. And I'm like, why am I the first one? Because then so I get on and Raven starts walking and I'm like, no, where are we going, Raven? And she's like, oh, just like pull her back a little, whatever.
Wait. You said the funniest thing we got in the car.
What?
JC was like, because JC was the demonstrator. So she was like, okay, so when you want to go, like say, and get it to go. Yeah. And when you want to stop, you say like, whoa.
Yeah.
And JC was like, I was kind of embarrassed to say like, whoa, like in front of everyone. I'm not going to be like.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, oh. She's like, yeah, I say, oh, and like pull or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. The horse starts walking. I'm like, oh, girl. I was just all dignity out the window. All my pride. I'm like, I am fighting for my life. Like, and she literally is taking like 2 steps. I'm like, oh. And anyway, we walk like 10 feet away. Literally so misty, foggy, freezing. And so we're standing there. And at first I'm like, why the heck did she have me go first? Yeah. Because I feel like I'm the most anxious one here. Like I've just been giving like, oh, I'm a little nervous, but yeah, like I'm going to do it, whatever. But I think it was because, again, she was like, oh, I'm matching you guys based off of personality. And I'm like, okay, so hindsight, she gave me Raven as my horse because she walks like the slowest and she's like the most quote unquote lazy. Mm-hmm. So she's not gonna, basically Joy was like, she's not gonna run or freak out. She doesn't really do that.
She's not gonna put you on Toro.
Yes. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm understanding. So anyway, I was waiting on Raven while they all got situated on their horses.
Then they loaded up, because she also was loading us up based on like what order we were gonna be on the trail ride. So then she put Abby on next, on Toro, which again, he was so tall. And like Abby's probably the tallest one out of all of us, so it made sense. And I'm the shortest out of all. Well, I guess you're a little shorter than me. But Raven was small too.
Yeah, she wasn't big.
So then I get on Angel. When I first got on, I haven't ridden horse since I was probably 6th grade. Like, it's been a long time.
You were looking like a natural, I'm going to be honest.
Well, thank you. I think it really helped that I've watched a lot of Western and like literally Yellowstone. I kept thinking of the people on Yellowstone and how they like hold their horse. Yeah. And just like old Western shows where I'm like, okay, channel that. Like they're literally shooting guns and like, doing all this stuff while they're riding a horse. So
we'll get into that confident. Because there wasn't one thing I could do. We'll get into
when we got our guns out.
No, we'll get into the fact that it's like, I felt like I could not move a muscle.
Yeah.
Which... we'll get there.
Yeah, so I get on my horse. When I first got on, I was a little like, oh, wow, this is not really, this feeling is uncomfortable a little. Yeah, it's a little new. The balance of it all. But then, I felt fine. I was like, okay, we're up here. We're going. We're full sending it. The wind picks up a bit. JC's
let's preface. Okay, these hats that we're wearing, love you, lack of color. However, the sizing, okay, I got a size medium hat because I recall having a small sized hat. I don't know if it was from lack of color somewhere, and it giving me a headache because it was like on my head so tight. So I ordered this hat and I ordered it in a medium because I'm like, I don't want it to hurt my head all day. Well, it's very big on me. Like it definitely, I probably should have done a small for this particular hat. So I was already a little on edge because it was like the weather was a bit unpredictable. It was rain, kind of misty, a little bit windy sometimes. And I had literally almost asked, like, if my hat flies off, no, I think I did say, I said, our hats are kind of loose. Should we take them off? And she was like, if you start feeling like it's a little windy, just put your head down and like go into the wind basically. And your hat will stay on. And I'm like, okay. So we're about to go. We're like all lining up to like go on the trail ride. And a huge gust of wind comes and blows my hat off behind me, right into Chelsea's horse. Spooks her horse.
This was maybe 5 minutes after I'd been on my horse. We're waiting for like Danny to be loaded up.
Yeah.
And instantly, so it's a black cat and it looks like a skunk or something literally running. The wind is like taking it directly into the front of my horse. Angel's spooked. She's terrified. So she's like backing up, literally trying to get away from the hat. The hat's chasing her. I am in instant panic mode, but I had to literally be like, if I'm panicking, well, I'm going to like fall off the horse or something. And I don't even really know what to do at this point. So I was trying to be like, whoa, whoa. It's okay, Angel. It's okay. Hoping that is going to stop. Once she stopped moving and then I felt the like fall of adrenaline. In the moment, I wasn't panicked. But afterwards, I felt like, okay, I obviously was panicked because when your adrenaline like drops. And after that, though, I was like, you know what? That was the best exposure therapy I could have gotten in the first 5 minutes of being on this horse. That wasn't that bad. Like, I could do that. That's fine.
I felt horrible. Even though I knew it wasn't my fault that the wind picked up, I felt so bad because I'm just like, cool. Like, of course, this happens. And also, like, my horse was kind of, like, freaked out a little bit, too, because I think your horse was. And so immediately I'm like, I'm not wearing that hat. Like, I was like, I can't be worried that my hat's going to fly off when we're on the trail and it flies off a mountain, or it does this again where it spooks someone's horse, like spooks my horse. I'm like, no, I'm not wearing the hat. So, and then you decided to not wear your hat either because yours was kind of loose big too. Yeah.
So I was like, well, I don't want to spook Danny's horse behind me. So I don't want this to fly off. So we're just putting our hats back.
Chelsey and I put down our cowboy hats, which is really depressing. For a multitude of reasons, including the fact that it was 2 degrees. And the rain was pelting. We were wet dogs.
Abby and Danny kept their cowboy hats on because theirs fit. So we get on the trail. First of all, we start going up this mountain. I'm not kidding, you guys. Like, go look at our Instagram because you'll see the pictures of the fog. You could not see 2 feet ahead of you. So we're following Joy up this trail. I'm like, we're doing this. Like, she hasn't canceled on us yet. I'm just kind of waiting for her to be like, I think it's too much for us to go.
Because genuinely, like, it was freezing and super, like, windy-ish. Like, these were not just, like, sunny, great conditions. No. Like, this, I felt like it was the ultimate exposure therapy because I'm like, okay, I'm on a freaking horse. It's 2 degrees. Yeah. It is so windy. And
so rainy.
All of us individually, once we got back to the car, we were like, okay, so we all thought that we were maybe not going to do it. Like in the very beginning, because it was just like so.
And it's once again, and the trail ride's an hour long.
Yes. I looked at my phone. It feels like 20 degrees when we got in. Keep in mind, we're wearing literally like just a leather jacket. I mean, I was going to wear a cropped t-shirt. That was my plan. I ended up we did some layers because we saw that it was going to be cold, but it genuinely was so, The weather was just, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was not ideal for like a sunny, I literally on my mood board had me in a bikini top on the horse. No, ma'am. I was wearing such a thick jacket, like with flannel inside. And once we started going up, I was waiting for the guide to say something like, you guys, we got to wait for the rain to pass. She was just like, all right, let's go. I'm like, okay, we're literally trusting. Crossing the plains. Like, that moment, I stuck my head down. Also, I was already wet. My hair was already soaked.
Oh, so Chelsey never soaked.
And I instantly regretted not wearing my hat. Yeah. Like, the moment we started going, I'm like, I should have just freaking got my hat. I could have held it, like, with my hand. Like, what am I doing?
No, I didn't regret because I knew I could not have one more thing on my mind.
My hands, first of all, our hands were bare. I'm like, I should have brought gloves. I should have brought riding gloves or something. Our hands were so damn cold, you guys.
Cold. No, you guys. Permanent.
Ice.
Permanent.
Like and we're just like hanging on.
I'm not kidding. They go, put it under the saddle to keep it warm. I tried to move my hand. A claw. It was freezing from holding the rein. No,
oh my gosh. Our limbs were not okay. So we start going up. Luckily, after like 5 minutes, it started feeling warmer. Yes. And we were like in the trees and I was like, okay.
And it was beautiful.
Yes, it was so beautiful. It was like an enchanted forest. It ended up being so gorgeous. Like
so cool.
The forest looked so cool with the weather. And it was kind of fun. Like that it was an adventure. It was kind of muddy, rainy, and a little bit foggy. So it was a little bit more of a challenge, I feel like, than just like, I was having my hands under the saddle the whole time. Like Angel was warming me up. It was
Raven
so dang cold.
Didn't like when I did. She goes, oh yeah, just put your hand under the saddle. It's like super warm because literally my hands were frozen solid. So I'm like, okay, I'll try. I put it under. Raven does a little shake. She looks back a little. I said, okay, I'm sorry, girl. I put my hands. I literally put them back on the reins. Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, I can't be doing a single thing. In my mind, I was gonna be like taking photos of you, like on the. I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
No,
there is not one photo that will be taken by me. Yeah. I can't. I was at the front too, so I couldn't turn. I was like, if I turn around, I'm afraid I'll fall off or something.
No, for sure.
So I couldn't do anything. But
it was honestly better that way. I think I just was like, I'm maybe gonna get like 2 videos. I just want to remember what it looks like while we're on the trail with you guys, like, and behind me. But also my hands were so damn cold. I couldn't even push record.
No,
like I literally, my thumb wasn't working.
Yeah.
So it was good because it was just like fully on the trail in the moment. Yes. Yeah, riding through, looking for our new home with our families in the back of the wagon. Like that's literally what it felt like. And JC and I are both reading The 4 Winds, and it's about like the Dust Bowl and
Great
like
Depression.
Migrating. I'm like, that is us right now. We are literally head down. I'm getting pelted with water. My hair's sopping wet because I'm not wearing a freaking hat. And I'm on my horse and we're like trudging up the mountain. My horse kind of like is going down this muddy thing. She like slips a little bit. I'm like, whoa, good girl, Angel. We got this. This is the place.
I know. I was trying to give Raven affirmations, but I was fearing we weren't connecting on the level that I wanted to. She kept doing this thing, not a lot, but she would like make this noise, and I literally am like, Joy, does that mean she's annoyed with me? She's like, no, it just means we got to like the top of the. Yeah. She's like, you'll notice she does it when we get to like the top of the hill, and she was like explaining everything to me. I'm like, this girl's probably like, can you shut up? Like literally every 5 seconds, I'm like, and will she slip on the mud? And she's like, no, she won't. Anyway,
no, she's probably so used to that. I feel like a lot of people are, especially if you're not comfortable with horses. They're so big, so powerful.
Well, I was really going through the worst case scenario. I'm like, okay. Well, worst case scenario, she bucks me off this actual mountain and I actually pass away. That is worst case. But because do you remember that
time?
She's like, now's my chance. Bye. You remember that part that we were literally on a mountain though? Like I was thinking, I'm like, you take one wrong step and like
she's sliding down.
You're sliding down a mountain. That's actually crazy. But
she's like, go ahead, take a look down there.
No,
I'm like, no, thanks, ma'am.
I'd rather not. But I was really walking through, okay, worst case scenario, she would start like galloping. That would probably be the worst, like my worst case scenario is she starts running. And as long as I stay calm and balanced, probably wouldn't fall off. Anyway, I was like trying to go through all these scenarios in my head.
You'd be giving Addison Rae.
Literally. But yeah, I was thinking about the fact that it's like, it really is good to do things that scare you because afterwards you're like, okay, I did that. That was like, I did it. And so it can't be the worst thing ever. And I feel like that's a good feeling. I was really pondering on like, okay, would I do that again? And I'm like, I think next time I would feel more comfortable, which is good. And then if I kept getting more comfortable, then maybe I could do it. Yeah. But I think I know exactly where my fear of horses stems from. And I've probably told you guys that. So my grandpa's a literal cowboy, by the way. Like my mom said that they always had at least 2 horses, like always growing up and stuff. And my aunt and uncle had horses, and one time in Arizona we went to like ride them, and in the desert obviously, and my 2 cousins rode on one together, and it was like, I'm pretty sure one of their most, tame good horses that they were taking the kids on rides, and it bucked them off into a cactus, and they got cactus all over their backs, and like It was so like I
Gnarly.
saw them. Yes. So that lives rent free in my mind. And I think in my head, even though horses are so beautiful and I know people like connect with them so well and they can literally be so therapeutic, in my mind, since I don't know how to handle them, I feel like they're so just such big creatures. And you know, like they'll say, don't walk behind them, don't do this. And so I'm always scared like something I do is going to set them off. Like that's how I felt when I was on the horse alone and everyone was getting whatever. I'm like, I'm afraid if I like adjust my body or something, she'll be like, what was that? And like take off running or something. I know that's probably, you know.
Well, when you don't know, you don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm like, I haven't been on a horse in years. So I think that's like my fear is that they're going to be unpredictable. Something I do is going to set them off and then I'm not going to know how to control them because I'm not used to it. So I do think it's a valid fear because they're such huge animals, but they really are so sweet. And like, I had this moment too on it where when we were on the horse where I'm like, they're literally carrying us up a mountain. Like I was feeling like, oh, this is so sweet. Like I'm literally on her back and she's just like
taking me on
this journey. Like it was really cool.
I know. I turned around to Danny at one point because it was so muddy and it was like near the end and we had been going and my horse had just slipped a little bit and it was like rainy and cold and we were kind of coming in and we found out later that she'd canceled all the trail rides after us. Like, so the horses weren't doing this all day, but ours was like the last one. And I turned around to Danny. I'm like, these horses are probably like, for what, girl? What are we doing out here for you? Just like going a little trail ride. They're like literally in the mud in the rain. But Joy was like, they love working, you know. They love their purpose. That's like their job is trail rides. And she was telling us one of their older horses, like they retired her when she got to 30, I think, or like 31. And they're like, she got depressed. So we put her back on and she did trail rides for another like 6 years. Like she just
so sweet.
Loves it. I know it was so cool. What were you just saying though? I went off on a tangent about being
just that they were pulling us up a mountain, holding us on their backs up a mountain.
Oh, the fear of it too. Oh, yeah. I had talked to my mom afterwards because both of our moms grew up in Snowflake. So my grandpa and my grandma, my mom grew up on a ranch. So I was asking her, I'm like, me and Abby were wondering, like, did you ride a horse like every day? Like, what was your vibes with horses?
Yeah,
growing up, you know, because now when you're older, you actually care about your parents' upbringing. Yeah, before you're
exactly.
Like,
you actually have interest in them. Yeah.
Yes, and she was like, no, we obviously that was like a huge part of my childhood. We were riding horses all the time, and we're like, how often do you get bucked off? Like, was that like, oh, every day your dad's getting bucked off? You know, she was like, every once in a while, like they see a snake and like they get bucked off, but nothing too crazy. Like obviously accidents like happen and stuff. And she was saying that my great grandpa used to tame horses, like used to tame wild horses for like whatever, break their spirit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that she's like, well, that they got bucked off like every day. I'm like, well, I would never in a million years.
That's wild. That's the other thing I kept telling myself
so
is like
badass,
these horses are literally like these specific ones we're on. They do these trail rides every day. They're not gonna freaking buck a random like a random beautiful girl like me off. No, but
a nice fragile girl like me.
I'm just saying it's like, yeah, it's not like they're a wild horse who randomly someone's like, get on that one. Like they're used to this. That is crazy though. I was asking my mom the same. I didn't have time to talk to her too much. I'm gonna talk to her more today about everything because I was asking her the same. I'm like, did you ride a horse a lot? She's like, yeah. Like we always had 2 horses. And anyway, she was just telling me a little bit. I'm like, that is crazy. Like
so different.
It's just so different. It's like when it's such a part of your life, it's so natural to you. And just because it wasn't a part of my specific upbringing, unless I was at my grandparents. And it really was more like, I feel like because I had that experience young, then in the future when they'd be like, let's like, who wants to ride the horse? I'd be like, not me. Like I just wouldn't go on it when I was younger.
Which makes
I would be
sense.
around them. I'd like pet it, feed it a carrot, but I'm like, I'm good. I'm good with that. So horse girls are so cool though.
I know. I was thinking that. I'm like, I want to reconnect to my 6-year-old horse girl self and just, I want to go again. Like I just loved it. Truly that whole weekend, I felt so, not that that's like my new life by any means, but I was feeling so, when God puts something on your heart, you got to follow your arrow. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I just love this. Like it really feels so, there's something so, like when you're doing something that you love and that like feels like you just feel so clear. That's how I was feeling. I'm just like, it's so clear here. Like the mountains of it. I'm still close to the beach enough. You know, it just was so perfect. I felt so loved on my birthday. Thank you to you, first of all. I've already thanked you a million times, but like it was the best day. I felt so loved and special and like exceeded my expectations of what I was going to feel like on my actual birthday. Because I had kind of had these like, should I be home on my actual birthday or should we go on the trip on my actual birthday? And I was like, I think it'll be fun to just like have the whole day. And it was so nice because we just had activities all day. And then we went like right after we went horseback riding, we came back. It was like such a fun, funny experience. We were like dying laughing. Then we went and got lunch, got ready and like had this dinner, which was so nice. And literally everyone just telling me everything they love about me, a million compliments. Like, how could I not
Nothing
feel
better.
amazing?
Nothing better.
And it was still pouring rain, by the way, which was fun.
Yeah,
like
it was moody. It was moody vibes.
Yes, at one point I was like walking back to the car to get something, and there was church bells going on right as I was like walking. I had like my dress on for the dinner, and I had like a thing of flowers, and I was just like, wow. Like there are moments in life that you just have to like capture where it's just like, this feels so, I feel so good. Like it's just so fun and it's so just like a good moment in life where it's just like wholesome. A great peak of just wholesome. I don't even know how to explain, like euphoric, where it's just everything finally just like aligns where you're, I don't know, just felt so happy, which was good. And I think also I was scared because I had been feeling like so anxious and honestly low-key depressed the last like 6 or 7 months, like kind of like trying to get out of it. So that's has been my fear for like the last couple months leading up to my 30th. I'm just like, I kind of made plans like, okay, on my 30th, I want to like start my 30th year not depressed. Like, and not that literally riding one horse cured me or anything like that, but I'd already been feeling better like the month or two before. So I was like, okay, we're on the uphill trajectory. I'm really working hard to like, you know, get my spark back and things like that. So I felt like that moment was like, this sounds so cheesy, but this reminder of like, oh, like, really? Like life is actually, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, you know, like literally Justin Bieber, life is worth living. Like there is still these moments because when you're feeling depressed and when you just have like, you feel, if you've felt depressed before and you know the feeling of like a rain cloud over you, we're just like, what? Like, what's gonna spark that joy? Like my capacity for joy. Like how can I raise that capacity and like feel that feeling again? And I felt like it was building. And then on my actual birthday, I think just with everything. And Nick had sent me a video of the boys that morning. They were singing happy birthday. And I was kind of worried how they were going to do, you know, when I was gone. And Nick's like, they're thriving. They're doing so good. Like sent me this sweet mess. I don't know. It just, everything was perfect. And I was feeling so grateful. And yeah, I was packing for a little road trip yesterday and I was packing up for the boys and I was noticing that pretty much all of the clothes that I was grabbing for a comfy car ride, for playing, whatever we're going to need was from Riley and Crew or Quincy May. So Riley and Crew was founded by a mom in 2014. Kelly and her team design all of the pieces and illustrate all the art that you see on all of the clothes. Their team of in-house designers create unique styles that you can't find anywhere else. So the Riley and Crew collective combines art and imagination. They feature, like I said, hand-drawn illustrations. They're so cute. They have beautiful muted tones and timeless designs. What I love about them is that they have, especially for boy clothes, sometimes it's hard to find, you know, a good medium between fun designs. You know, you want the cars, you want the boats, you want the trains because they get excited about that, but you don't want it to be all, you know, an eyesore. So they have really cute, fun clothes for boys and girls, which is really nice. It's just the one-stop shop that caters to you and your children at every stage of life. So whether you're welcoming your newest member of your family in Quincy May, dressing your child in Riley and Crew for their first day of school, or if you're celebrating special occasions in a Nora Lee dress, they have an outfit for every occasion.
Benny has so many Quincy May items. She loves them. They're so comfy and soft and cute. She has a few onesies that are like some of my favorite things that she wears, and we have dressed her in Quincy May and Riley and Crew since she was a newborn. So I absolutely love their stuff. Also great for baby gifts. I just sent my friend who's having a boy 2 little Quincy May outfits for her newborn baby boy, and everything is so, so cute. So I'm very happy that we have a discount code for you guys. Visit RileyandCrew.com/whatwesaid and use code whatwesaid for 20% off your first order. That is RYLEEANDCRU.com/whatwesaid and use code whatwesaid for 20% off orders of first-time customers. Check it out. You know we are all about that beauty that is effortless and fun, which is why we're obsessed with the new Lash Blast Supercloud Mascara from Covergirl because it provides this gorgeous lengthening effect This mascara super boosts your lashes with weightless length and light as air lift. Seriously, it feels like nothing's on your lashes, but the results are everything. The air whipped formula infused with vegan collagen, vitamin B5, and amino acids keeps my lashes looking long, lifted, and feeling so soft.
Plus, it's clump-free, smudge-free, flake-free, and lasts up to 24 hours because if mascara can outlast my day, then you know it's good. I love using it to get that kind of clean girl makeup look when I want my lashes to look fluttery and lifted. And best of all, it's clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and easy to remove. So if you love lengthened, lifted lashes, Lash Blast Supercloud Mascara is for you. You've got to try it only from easy, breezy, beautiful Covergirl. One of my absolute favorite items in my skincare routine that has made a big difference is the Lissy Skincare Mandelic Serum. I love this so much. I was looking for a gentle exfoliator for my skin. I didn't want anything too crazy, but I still needed that exfoliation like once or twice a week. And I started using the Mandelic Serum from Lissy Skincare, and it has seriously helped so much, especially if I notice, I get a little extra dirt on my face and it starts to give my skin a little texture. It starts to irritate it a little bit. The Mandelic Serum is so, so nice. I wake up with such plump, fresh feeling skin. And it's almost time to celebrate one of the most important days of the year, Mother's Day. And if you're like us, you want to give the mothers in your life or maybe yourself the perfect gift this year, and Lissy Skincare has you covered.
Lissy Skincare is offering our listeners an additional 10% off their 20% off Mother's Day sale. So that is 30% off your order. The sale starts tomorrow, April 30th, and runs through May 2nd. Lissy Skincare was created by a mom of two who knows the feeling of uncertainty about what you can use on your skin and how much your skin can change throughout your entire motherhood journey. So from pregnancy to breastfeeding and beyond, your skin goes through a lot. But Lissy Skincare is here to support you every step of the way. Their products are pregnancy and breastfeeding safe, so you can feel confident knowing you're using gentle and effective products no matter what stage of motherhood you are in, which we absolutely love. Go to LissySkincare.com and use code WHATWeSaid at checkout to get a total 30% off your order during their Mother's Day sale, April 30th to May 2nd. That is LISSY skincare.com. Use code WHATWeSaid. I'm glad you had a good birthday. I know leading up to it was... I could sense the vibes were, the energy was low, and I completely understood why. Like coming off the stomach flu and just all those different things. Like we had a plan before your birthday that we had to cancel, and it's just, I get it. But I'm glad it just ended up being like so wholesome, and I really did feel like the whole weekend was so just you. Like it felt like very you coded, obviously, as it should, but it was perfect. It was super fun, and like. That little town was so cute. We did some antiquing. So fun. Got some good stuff. And all around great vibes.
Yeah. Fantastic vibes. Then it was Easter the next day. It was just like a fun weekend.
Yeah, it was.
It was beautiful on Easter.
I was really thinking about the fact that, I know I already said this last year, last episode, but it's your anniversary, your birthday, and then Easter is right around. Like that is 3 huge things in 1 week.
Yes.
Just a lot of eventful things happening.
Oh, for sure.
I was really picturing if there was a massive holiday, my 30th birthday and mine and Leif's anniversary within like 5 days. Yes. And I'm like, that's actually that's a lot of work.
I know.
If you want to prep like Easter basket stuff, I was like really thinking about that. I'm like, that's a lot of work.
I know. Well, usually it's Easter's not that same week. It's actually rare for it to be the same week of like my birthday and stuff. Sometimes it's like before. Last year, weirdly enough, this was Elwood's first birthday, even though like he was born after Easter last year. But yeah, it is always around that time. And then you add Elwood's birthday now to the week before, basically. So I'm like,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I wanted to also mention, I forgot to say this, but after the trail ride, we were like, coming back on our horses, and she was like, oh, I can get photos of you guys on the horses. And I was like, I can just get off and like take some pictures of them. Number one,
was like, I'm done.
I was like, I can dismount. But also because I was like, I know a random person getting a random photo is not going to be the same as like me with
Jason
my
Marie
film camera.
photography.
Hashtag Jason Marie presets.
Yeah.
And no, I have like my film camera too. I was like, oh, I'll just like get off and take some. So I got off Raven. I thanked her for our journey. And then I was taking some pictures of them. But anyway, I'm like getting off the horse, and the trail guide's like, okay, and then you can head into the little, I'm forgetting what it's called, but just like basically a little room place that we like got ready or filled out a waiver in. She's like, you can head back in there, and we have Kleenex and stuff in there, like if you want to clean off. And And I'm like, or she's like, clean up a little bit. And I'm like, clean up? Like, I know I'm wet because it's like raining, but I'm like, clean up. I open up my front facing camera. A raccoon is staring back at me. My eye makeup was black. Like underneath my eyes, literal raccoon. I was LOLing. I'm like in the thing alone and I'm like crying, laughing. I tried to take a video of myself because I was like, this is so funny. Like, and I was trying to explain the situation.
Hair soaking wet.
My lips wouldn't move because they were so frozen. I go, I just got off a horse. My lips aren't moving. I'm like, okay. I'm down bad. Like,
no. Going back to the cold, you guys, like,
wet rat.
I couldn't talk either. I was trying to tell Danny behind me that I was going to take a video. My lips would not move. I was so cold.
Oh my gosh. It was
me trying to do a burst. Like I went to go take a video of Danny behind me. Literally after looking at the video, I texted Danny this way. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I thought this video was still. It was like, Danny's going in and out of the frame. She's like galloping. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. I could not control my hand.
Oh, it was so funny. I was cracking up looking back at the pictures too. I'm like, goodbye. She's probably like, so girl, because you don't want a picture. Trust me. Me thinking I'm like ready to serve on like actual Bella Hadid on my horse. I'm like laying actual raccoon eyes.
Well, it's so funny because when you're about to go, I don't even remember, you're about to go in and I was like, your mascara's kind of running and you're like, mine too. So I thought mine was just as bad as yours.
Yours is not as bad.
So I asked Danny, I'm like, is my mascara running? Right after she's like, not really. I was like, oh, phew. But I was like, oh, yeah, when you said like yours too, I'm like, oh no.
No, I didn't know what was in store. When I looked at my camera, I was shocked. I was like, please, not me like, you know when you just think you look a certain way?
Oh, 100%.
And you just so don't. Like, I always think of that too when I'm like working out or something. That has been so humbling. I'll like record a clip for my vlog or something of me doing like push-ups. And in the moment, I have like Beyonce in my ears and I'm just like Nicki Minaj and I'm doing these push-ups. And I look back at the footage, I'm like, huh? The worst form? Like, it could not be worse. That's what that was giving. But anyway, it was perfect. It was so fun.
My makeup was also running because I also didn't have a hat. So my hair was so wet. I was like, I've got to have a cowboy hat on before we take some photos.
We need the hat on at all times.
Yeah, and I should have been wearing this the whole time.
I know. I really, that whole trip didn't want a second without my cowboy hat. I'm like, the cowboy hat kind of just is.
It's actually functional, we learned.
No, it is.
And the boots.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now I understand why they wear cowboy boots.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear the jeans. I was going to wear the exact outfit that I wore today, you know, to reminisce, but I couldn't because the bottom of my jeans were caked with mud. Really? This like 4 inches, just so muddy.
Yeah, so
I had to change out the jeans.
So I will be only going by Chelsey from this point on. I'll be wearing a cowboy hat and cowboy boots every week. If I have horsehair still on me, just know it's because I've been out in the stables.
Totally. And I'm Jackie Marie.
Yeah.
Going off this topic, I wanted to talk to you about something that something I read on Substack that then Kristen talked about on her podcast, Kristen and John's podcast, that I was like, oh, we should. I found myself like, you know, when someone's talking about something, you're like, I want to be in this conversation so bad. Like I have to give my input. So I wanted to talk about it with you here right now today. Because it kind of goes along with this whole vibe. So there was this Substack post article that this girl wrote. And I had read it a few weeks ago. And then Kristen was bringing it up. And I knew exactly which one she was referring to. Because I don't know if people have, maybe, you know, we have similar algorithms because we, I don't know, are into similar things or something. But I don't know if this one went super viral. But I was desperately trying to find it again today to like I wanted to refresh and read it again so that when I brought it up, I would be, you know, able to accurately kind of explain to you what the article was. But I could not find it. And I don't know really how to use Substack search bar. Like I was just searching what I thought it would be under. But basically, I didn't like the article. And so because of that, I lost it. Like I read it, but I didn't click anything. And so I don't know where it is. But the concept of the article loosely is that she was basically saying that there's so many women doing like slow life homesteading content right now. Like it's, you know, they're promoting this lifestyle of like just home births and living on a farm and making your own food or, you know, growing your garden and making your own food and stuff and like promoting that lifestyle. But then, and I think she was saying that she used to do that too or something. Like she can appreciate it because she considers herself to have like a slow life. Like she's into all of that stuff. But then she was saying, how slow really is your life if like you're setting up your tripod and you're filming all of this stuff and then you're editing it and you're posting it on social media? Like she was just basically saying like, you're not really living that life if you're
filming it
and then posting it and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, the life you're promoting, like basically a double standard. It's like, you know, you want to live this slow life just connected to the earth. And it's like, yeah, you're on technology all day, like filming, setting up your tripod. And like the air of the article was, I really thought she had a point, but then also it was giving condescending to me. And so for that reason, I also didn't love it. That's actually why I didn't like it, because my likes right now are public and I'm like, I don't want people to think I agree with this. Like I wanted to save it so we could talk about it at some point, but then I'm like, I don't want this to get misconstrued because I don't necessarily agree with everything she's saying. But I do think there's a point of like, okay, you live this slow life. You have your garden, your eggs, your chickens, but then you're filming everything and it takes so much time to like film, edit, and upload content. So then how slow really is your life kind of thing? What are your thoughts?
I mean, wow, so many, because that's obviously very true. It takes a lot of time to like film something, set up your tripod, edit it into clips. You have to be filming so much. Like, I don't think that I have really been, that's not really the kind of content that I have created thus far in my career until recently. I've kind of tried to start to like, okay, if I'm going to like document, I just made one about like setting up my mud kitchen for my kids. And oh my gosh.
Just like how much work it was?
So like setting it up would have taken, you know, I don't know how long, but it took double the time because I had to set up my tripod and then set it up. And while I was like, okay, just do it. Just like set it up and record it and like you'll be glad that you did. And then you can kind of cut it up. And people were asking me like how to set, like they were asking me about it and I want to share because I think it's cute and it's fun.
Can you tell me what a mud kitchen is?
It's like for kids, it's like a little kitchen outside that you play with mud. It's like a mud kitchen. Like you can make like mud pies. Like you just have like, you know, I don't know necessarily what the, actual definition is, but that's what I see people call it. Like you can do, have pots and they can like put mud and sand. It's kind of like, you know, when you're little and you make mud pies and you put like leaves on it and you like play house kind of thing. That's like, it's a kitchen for that. Just like a little play.
Outside.
Yeah.
Little play kitchen.
Yeah. And it's, I think the difference is outside. So you're playing with like leaves, flowers.
Yeah.
Like, kind of set up for mud. And having like shovels and things like that. So anyways, I do agree with that. Like I was thinking something, I agree with her saying that it kind of takes away from the slowness of it, where it's like, okay, I'm not just like out here fully focused on the mud kitchen. I'm literally like,
you're creating content.
That it's recording and whatever. And then afterwards cutting it up and doing all that. However, I do think it's just work. Like you have to work. Like you can't just be like, I want a slow life and not hustle at all and not work. It's like, even that is,
well, you can do that if your husband's the breadwinner and he makes good money.
True. But even then it's like
economy, that's honestly rare. I feel like it's I don't know many people who only one person works. Like in today's day and age, like take away our job and like even people in this industry, like I don't know a lot of people who just one person works full time. Yeah. Like it's kind of rare.
Yeah, it is. And even if the other person works, like what I'm saying is that person who's the stay-at-home is also doing a lot of things that aren't just like me slowly rolling out things.
No,
like
totally.
Most of the time they're doing they're going to be doing stuff that's not fun and hard and a little bit more like, okay, this is, you know, 100%. I think it's just the technology of it all. But it's like, I just have the opinion of like, that's just the world we live in. Like we just live in a technology world. So that's kind of a fantasy to me. Like that kind of media is, you have to know it's half fantasy. Like that's what you're consuming because it makes you feel how you feel like when you read a fantasy novel.
Yeah, or
like,
when you're watching a movie.
Yeah, or reading a historical fiction novel. It's like that's how
it's a similar feeling that you're getting.
It's obviously someone portraying, like you know that they're setting up their tripod.
I know.
You know?
It's really
I'm not
number
thinking
one,
someone's just magically, like a fairy's recording them and edits for them and uploads it, and they just never have seen a phone in their life. Like, you kind of have to know.
Well, I have a few thoughts. Like, number one, I feel like, again, this conversation wouldn't be happening if it was men. Like, it's so hypercritical if you're a woman. Like, if you dare try to monetize what you're doing and also be a mom, it's like, because part of the article, she was like, how often were your kids like grabbing your $400, this is something Kristen mentioned that I remember, I wish I could read the thing again, like your $400 gingham dress, like mommy, and you're like recording basically is what she's saying. And I'm like, okay, you're giving condescending.
Yeah, that is giving
because you're basically saying she can't be a good mom if she's also working. Yeah. Which is so triggering to me. I hate that whole narrative because I don't think it's true. I get her point. I get the point, but I also think it's like we're just so critical of women, and it's like doing things the right way. It's like, well, yeah, you're living a slow life and you have a garden, but because you put your tripod up, you're not a good mom. You must have really been doing that. And I'm like, also, I think that could possibly be a projection, because your relationship with your phone and social media is not someone else's. Yeah. Like, for all you know, actually you don't know their situation. So for all you know, and I don't know that this is true at all. And Nara Smith I wouldn't even consider her super, she's like wearing these fancy dresses. She has kind of her own niche. But like, for all you know, she's not even the one doing all the back end work. Like, you don't know that she's sitting there, she set up her tripod and she's recording it all and she's editing it and she's uploading. Maybe she is, but you don't even know that. So to assume that and basically say that someone is not being a good mom because you can't do both is like, I don't know. To me, well, going back to the projection thing, I think like just because maybe you aren't able to find balance doesn't mean someone else can't. Do you know what I mean? I totally get what she's saying, because I feel like it's very hard for me to find a balance too of like setting stuff up and filming, but then also being a mom. Like, I can understand that's very, very difficult. I'm just saying, let's just be a little easier on women in general. I feel like it's a very cool opportunity that women can stay home and also monetize what they're doing. So then to get critiques over that is also annoying to me. Yes. Even though I do agree, it's like they're kind of showing a fantasized life. But this is my other thought process is like, I always bring this up, but when I was heavily in my travel blogger era, I would always get that critique of like, this isn't realistic. Like, you're showing this life of like you traveling, like no one, that's just not a realistic lifestyle to like every, weekend be on a mountain or with this amazing sunrise in Greece, like holding up this fresh fruit, or this, you're in Bali and whatever. And I was always like, it got to me for a little bit. I'm like, oh, I'm like not being realistic. And then I look back and I'm like, that was not the point. The point was not to be like
creating art.
Yes, it was expressing, it was an expression of art, of creativity, of showing kind of like this fantasized way of living, like a dream world. That's like always what I was trying to create, is like the picture of my dreams, like, oh, a beautiful sunset with like fresh, colorful fruit. Like, that to me is something beautiful. Why are you now critiquing me saying that's not realistic? You shouldn't do that. It's like, that's just my art. And I feel the same way about these people to some degree. Yeah. It's like, that's their expression of like what they want to show. I don't know. I agree.
I also think that in general, technology is just looked down upon, and I mean I relate. I feel the same way. Like, we joke like, go touch grass, like be in the real world, which again, I 100% agree that it can drain you and make you feel a certain way. However, like I said before, it's just part of our life. Like, we cannot ignore it. We can't get rid of it. It's not going anywhere. So technology itself, it's like, okay, my job now, I love making jam. I'm using this as an example. Like, okay, I love making jam. I'm going to film myself making jam, and like, this is my lifestyle, and I love going out to my garden and picking my strawberries and then making the jam. And if someone's recording it and then cutting it and then posting about it and showing people like tutorials or whatever, and like, this is my slow life, that is looked down upon more than, even though that is her job and she's trying to get paid and she's whatever her intentions are.
And probably passionate about it.
Yes. Yeah. But if she was like, I love this jam, I'm going to start a store. I'm going to go get a store on the side of the road and sell my jam, and I'm going to build this jam business. It would not be looked down on as much because it's
You're not utilizing technology to do it.
But that person's probably going to be away from their kids just as much. They're going to be working at the store. They're going to be doing this. But because it's technology, it's just more so like, oh, you're not in the real world, you're not doing this. But the people who are commenting are literally commenting on the internet. It's like, okay,
So you're on the
we're
internet
talking
too.
on this not so real world. And I also think my other thought when you're saying all this is why the importance of community and knowing people in real life and talking to people in real life is so important, because if all you see and the only people you talk to and the only people you communicate with is online, you start to believe what you see online is real life.
Right.
Versus if you have a community and you're talking to people and you're connecting with people in real life, you know the behind the scenes of a travel blogger. You know the behind the scenes of someone's trip. They're like, your friend posts all these amazing pictures from their trip, but you're talking to them. You are having a discussion with them.
Maybe
they're telling you like, oh, this flight got delayed and blah, blah, blah. You know the behind the scenes. Or if you're talking to other mom friends, instead of just a mommy content creator, you are seeing the person in front of you who's like, yeah, we had this amazing birthday party, but yesterday he was sick and we had a meltdown and he cried in the store and blah, blah. You're getting the real life. Like that is why it's so important to be, have actual community and not rely solely on like content creators and the internet, because that it needs to just be what it is. That can't replace community, even though sometimes it feels like it. I saw this one person, they were saying like, online communities can't really be, I can't remember exactly, so maybe I shouldn't even say it, but they're basically saying like the definition of community, it can't be online. Like you have to have people in real life.
Because it's like a reciprocal thing.
Yes.
I am so beyond happy that we are partnering with Skims, because the second that I tried out Skims underwear, specifically their thongs, I was converted and I replaced literally every pair of underwear that I have to Skims, as well as my bras. I absolutely love Skims. There is not one day that goes by that I'm not wearing something from Skims. Right now, I'm wearing the bra and underwear. Daily, I'm wearing a bra and underwear from Skims. They are just the best. And I feel like I get very kind of overwhelmed sensory-wise with textures and just certain things on my skin. Like I always just want to feel comfortable. And sometimes if I'm wearing a bra that's too tight or underwear that like rolls up or something, I just have this feeling of wanting to basically rip them off. And with Skims, I don't have that genuinely, because it kind of just feels like it's part of your body or your skin. Like the fabrics are so good. They're just so seamless and soft and stretchy and comfortable that I just always feel comfy. And I also feel like they just fit my body. And something else that's awesome is that they have their Fits Everybody collection, number one. This is like one of their most popular things on their website. Chelsey and I both wear their bras and underwear, and we're very different chest sizes, Chelsey and I. I'm a representative of the itty bitty titty community, and I absolutely love their bras, underwear. Can't say enough good things about the Fits Everybody collection. It is the best.
Skims is always the first place I go if I need a new bra for my changing bra size, especially, breastfeeding, after breastfeeding, post-pregnancy, pregnancy. I'm always wearing a Skims bra because they feel so comfortable. If you need a little extra support, if you have a little bit, of a bigger chest, the jugs are jugging, Skims is for you. You have to try Skims. Their sizes are so good. Their colors are so good. I'm wearing a Skims bra right now. I love their bras so much, their bralettes. In their Fits Everybody collection, they have a couple different styles of bra too. So if you like the triangular bralette, that one's great, or a scoop neck.
They also have really good t-shirt bras in their Fits Everybody collection that I love, with just like a classic, white tee or whatever. They have push-up bras. They have unlined bras. Like they really have something for everyone.
And I have literally all of those. I also wear their Fits Everybody thongs every single day. I've been wearing these underwear now for, I think, about 5 years is when I started wearing them. And I have not turned back. They're always where I go if I need a refill on my underwear. And I'm so excited that they are a sponsor now, because we seriously are such big fans of Skims. So you can shop Skims Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com and Skims LA flagship on Sunset Boulevard. So after you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you, so you can select podcast in the survey. Be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. You can go click the link in the show notes as well. It's skims.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out. Have you guys ever, gone down the is this normal rabbit hole? Ever woken up with a very weird symptom? Oh, I have plenty of times in the last couple months, wondering, where is this rash coming from? Okay, is this something that I need to see an ENT for? Why is my throat hurting? All of these weird things like a pain or a persistent cold, something like that. And yes, I have fallen down the rabbit hole of, is this normal? What should I do about this? And usually you just end up being like, I need to talk to a doctor. I need to go see a doctor. And that is where ZocDoc comes into the picture. And I have been using ZocDoc. It's been my best friend the last year or so, dealing with some weird symptoms. And it's so easy to use. It's so convenient. It really helps you just get it off your to-do list right away instead of having to call, send an email, just all of these weird little steps to try and get into some kind of doctor or specialist. ZocDoc makes it so easy. So ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. So we're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health, dental health, primary care to urgent care, and so much more.
You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients. Once you find the right doctor, you can see their actual appointment bookings, choose a time slot that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. Appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments, which I do feel like is very hard, and sometimes it just gets overwhelming. If you're having an issue that pops up but you don't want to have to wait like weeks and weeks to get into the doctor, this is really nice. We use ZocDoc and you should too. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/whatwesaid to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That is ZocDoc.com/whatwesaid, ZocDoc.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out. I completely agree with that. I think that is actually the nail on the head because, and that seems obvious, but I think whenever we have these conversations, I'm like, but don't people know it's not real life? And it's kind of that point of like, if you don't have maybe a community outside of, or if you, I don't know, then maybe you genuinely don't know that. It's like you really feel as if what you're seeing is like their life. And even people who try and be very authentic online and like, oh, I'm going to show you guys the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, you're still not seeing. You're missing so much.
You're never going to see the perfect balance of both. You're either going to see mostly negative and it's going to turn you away from it, or you're going to see mostly positive and it's going to paint the perfect picture that's unattainable.
100%. I feel like it's not these, even like, you know, these women who are promoting this slow lifestyle, like it's not their job to do it perfectly and to paint it in a perfect light for you to where it's like, oh, they still told me about their struggles. So
yes,
now it's forgiven. Again, to me, it's giving just judgmental about, like, specifically about motherhood and just womanhood. It's like, why can't we just give people a break? I don't know. I really do see where she was coming from. I thought it was a very thought-provoking article, even though I felt like her vibe, I didn't love the way she was speaking because it did feel very condescending to me personally. That's just how I felt about the article, is that it felt like, oh, I've done that. And
that's not a good mom because she wears a $400 dress
and
she posts content online versus like, you don't know what is going on behind the scenes.
It really is the phone thing, because I don't know if we were talking about this on the podcast, but Haley was saying, when I was on her podcast, she was saying like she felt super guilty because one day she had to film something and then she had shown, did we talk about this on the podcast or no?
I think so, or maybe not on the podcast. I
think it was in person.
Okay.
Anyway, she was just saying basically while she was filming something, her daughter was like coming up and kind of interrupting her, and she was like, "Hey, not go away, but like
scram,
scram, kid, mommy's taking selfies." No, she was just like, "Go watch your show while I finish," and she was like, it felt so icky, basically me like in front of my phone being like telling my kid to not bother me in this moment, and I was saying, it's because it's your phone that it felt icky. Yeah. Because if you were doing something else.
You're writing on a piece of paper.
Yes, if you're writing on a piece of paper, or if you were doing something that felt more, I don't want to say legit, but like you're doing your taxes or something and your kid comes up and you're like, "Hey, mom, can't do that right now." You wouldn't feel as guilty as like, "Oh, I'm literally recording myself." It just feels inherently vain to be like filming yourself, I think. And it's looked at that way as well. Even though it is just a means of monetization, it's an incredible opportunity. It's also documentation, which is amazing, but it's just...
Yeah. I think a lot of times with content like that, obviously you have to, like, everyone is responsible for what they put into the world, but that's your own thing. Like, if you are a content creator and like that person, there are people out there who are not being truthful, who are doing things and it's like they're not being with like advertising and things like that. You just know when it feels like, hey, you're really not real. Like you are taking advantage of the people who are, watching
you
your
just
stuff.
don't like following them. You get a vibe.
Yeah,
and,
and that person, like, but the thing is let them. It's like you can't do anything about that. Like they will have to deal with their own consequences.
Right.
Like that's their life. They are going to have to deal with that some way, and that is going to, karma's going to get them for that. That's not necessarily something. And maybe that karma is people just stop listening or stop I'm like, listen to their What We Said podcast.
Oh no.
No, people stop, consuming
Supporting
their
them,
content.
yeah.
And unfollow them. And that's what they get, for whatever it is. But I also think that you just have to understand most of the time, a lot of creators that are putting out that specific type of content, again, not all, everyone is different, but a lot of them that are into that and then decide to share, it's for inspiration. It's for you to feel something from that and then take that and use that as motivation or inspiration to improve your life in some way. If you're feeling drawn to that, like this person's life, I see these people who live in Europe and they have this garden, they have ducks, like I was saying, I'm not gonna be like, and why can't I have that exact life? It's like, oh, that feels so good to me and so inspirational. Like, how can I now take that into my own life and do something good with it? It's
right.
It's a two-way street.
Incorporate a feeling similar,
Yes.
not like now I'm going to recreate their whole life.
Yes.
And just people, I don't know. I think it's way too it's way too crazy to expect everyone to basically do everything exactly how you think they should on the internet. There's thousands of internet personalities. There's millions of them at this point. And it's just I think the only time this conversation takes a different turn where I become more critical is if you're heavily exploiting your kids.
Yes.
Obviously that's a different conversation completely. That I think is just a different ballgame.
Yes.
That's not the same as recording yourself tending to your garden or getting your chicken's eggs. Now if you're family vlogging every single day of your life and you're exploiting all of your kids' moments, that's where I have a bigger moral issue with it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. There are certain people where it's obviously they're not just trying to inspire. They are exploiting. They are trying to make money. They are not being honest. They're just not great people. So they're going to have to deal with that some way, or maybe they're just lost and lost in the money of it. I don't know, but that's on them. They are going to have to pay for that in some way. And I think the best way to protest, if you don't like social media and you just have a problem with what everyone's posting all the time, delete social media.
Yeah, get off.
The best way to protest is delete. Don't be in everyone's comments. That is when it gets so frustrating, and honestly, it makes me angry when people are protesting and typing keyboard warriors to other content creators this is all fake, but you're on your phone spending hours critiquing on your phone.
Yeah.
Where's your life? You need to get the best thing to do if you truly feel that way is get off social media. That's all you can do is just get off social media, because then you're not supporting anybody. It's okay, everyone needs to go back to nature and touch grass.
Then do it
Then
too.
do it.
Yeah.
Then get off social media and you won't worry about them, and they will live their sad lives as you think they have.
Right.
And you'll continue your happy life.
Exactly. It's not so simple as being then delete it all, but it kind of is, because especially, I've always said that, I'm especially if you do not make any money from social media, you can so easily cherry pick, make your experience what you want it to be. If you do not make money from social media at all, and it's all it is to you is entertainment, or you get on there to stay in touch with your family, mute every single person on your Instagram and only follow your closest family and friends. Make a private account where you only see 10 different people's thing.
Yeah.
Delete TikTok if you don't want to see random people's stuff, and get on Pinterest if you want to see beautiful images. It is up to you to create your experience. You can't simultaneously be on your phone 24/7 and be watching all this content and then complain about it. I mean, you can. You have free will.
Yeah.
It's only making your life worse.
But it just doesn't make sense. It's it doesn't, again, you can do whatever you want. But to me personally, when I see that, it makes me mad. I'm just why are you on social media complaining about this person being on social media? And then you go to their profile, they have kids as well. It's okay, and your kids are seeing you troll someone. Like that doesn't seem like
you're not
it's much
spending your
better.
time as wisely either. It would appear. I don't know. Yeah, I think it really is when people do come off very high horsey, condescending. That it's like
this is so fake.
Yeah,
you
then
don't
you're
even,
no better. Then you're taking time to whatever. And
Yeah.
if you have that opinion, like I think
if I meet you in the middle of the forest and you've never seen social media and you say something like, then I'll believe you.
Yeah.
But when you're saying it on social media on all these apps under a million different usernames, it's like, okay, tech savvy. Like it seems as though you're obsessed with technology as well.
Yeah. I think we all I think we all sing. I think we all are obsessed with technology. Like
and that's just
it's the world we're living in. But yeah.
It's just going to be, I feel like it's just, as long as technology exists, it's always going to be sticky because it's just literally the Wild West. Like there's really not that many rules and regulations. So you have to depend on, until maybe there is, like you have to depend on your own media literacy and like, just try and put out honest stuff if you are putting out stuff, even if you're just posting, and consume what you want to, like you have to take control of your experience on social media.
Yeah. 100%. I
got a garden to tend.
I need to get back to my crops.
My starter is bubbling. Never made sourdough a day in my life.
My backyard's rocks. Thank you guys so much for listening to us
My
rant.
horse is thirsty. I gotta go feed her.
I miss Raven. Aww,
I know. I miss them. I want to go
again.
back. I know.
Probably. Maybe in the summertime.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm down. Nick really wants to go. I was telling him about it. He's like, I really want to go there.
Yeah. I feel like Leif would love that too.
Yeah. So we'll go.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys want to follow us on Instagram, we are available to follow.
We won't be on there. We'll be in the backyard. We'll be
really busy. We'll be at the stables all day, so we won't be able to upload to our Instagram stories. Or on TikTok at What We Said. Or you can watch these episodes on YouTube if you would like a visual. Just look up What We Said podcast. Thank you so much. We love you, and
that's what we said. Bye.